Okay, Phoenix, we are live on Cooking with Chief. Can you hear me clear?
Yes, ma'am.
We are about to do Louisiana Gumbo Culture and Race Part 2, dealing with the lies and misclassification. And this is Part 2 to last night, and those who were with us last night, if y'all see we are on live, y'all are welcome to come and join me in Phoenix on a recap and review of the topic, Louisiana Gumbo Culture, Race Part 2. I know things after a while, somehow people are going to get a notice that we are on live and we should start seeing somebody come along. But in the meantime, some of the stuff while we waiting on people to come, I see we got one. Look, Finding Our Feathers is in here, Phoenix. She says she going on a review with us. Well, I Finding Our Feathers, I told you come prepared tonight. So, Phoenix, I'm fixing to drop this link in there for the ones I told to be ready to come on tonight. We're gonna this is a serious topic. It's gonna have to go more than just chatting. This is one of these topics you want to hear a person's voice. Finding Out Feathers. Boy, the room that jumped up to 17 is fixing to start getting hot in here, Phoenix. Finding Out Feathers. Come on stage so we can bring you up here with me in Phoenix. We're gonna do a little talking. This is a hot topic nationwide. Maybe I should say worldwide. Hello, everybody. We trying to get the fire up a little hot. Sunflower. We're going to do a little talking tonight. I want to hear y'all voice. Thank you for the happy Mother's Day. And I did have a good one. And if I'm dragging and talking, that means I'm full. My daughter sent me food. She was in Saudi Arabia. She catered in lunch to me. And the ones that's here, Ima, PC, and babies, they took me and Christina and Noreen out. And we are Phoenix. We are running over. So, we are here as promised, running late. Had a little sound difficulty, and I was trying to leave that behind and not bring it with me. Phoenix, somebody had me just cracking up on some of the. I don't get to do that too often. I went back. Normally, I'll go back and read what y'all say, but some things y'all saying is funny. And while people were waiting on them to come in the room, Phoenix, the one that took me today, where is it? I hear Will even laughing. I'm like, well, we have the best audience that keep you laughing. 24 people in the room still growing. Please hit the like button as you come in. If you're used to us, you can let us know by hitting the like button that you do like what we are doing over here. 28 in the room, please hit the like button. We are here tonight, as promised, to go a little deeper on this topic. And we have been on this topic for quite a while. Thank you, Sunflower. You can come join us on stage. I had dropped it in the link. Yeah, everything is heating up. It's heating up. Yep. Black Wolf, we're gonna make it cook slow a little bit. Because we might end up with a couple of parts on this one. But I promise to be here tonight, and I'm here. If you're coming in and you haven't subscribed to us, please do so. Let's get our numbers up. Chief is back. Okay. Somebody was talking about lookism. I'm trying to see who that was, Phoenix. They threw another race in there, lookism. And I just died laughing when I read that one. Lookism is a serious thing in Louisiana. And I'm starting to see around the country. You judge by what you look like. And that happened during the census. All right, things, we up to 30 people. And while they coming in the room, I'm going to let you give a little talking and sinus is getting me. Excuse me. Come on in, Phoenix, and you can greet our people while we're waiting on each one to come in. We up to 31 people. Let me go see who I got ready to come on
Let's
stage.
see you, everybody. Can I show that video, Chief?
The one that I had.
The one with the other cousin. She says she's a cousin of the Pope, the Creole girl.
Uh-huh. You mean the video that caused Mr. Waldo to call me?
No, this is a different one.
Hey, if you got a video
This
you want
is
to show.
someone else that's connected. Yes.
Okay. Hey, y'all, Phoenix want to know, do y'all want to see another video she see that's pertaining to the topic? Finding Out Feathers, welcome to the stage. How you doing while Phoenix getting her film together?
Hello, Chief. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, baby, we hearing you loud and clear.
Oh,
Look,
I am super pumped. I ate good today too, but I am ready for a little nightcap,
yeah,
a little snacky snack. I know I'm gonna
that's
get full
right.
sick.
Look, yeah, Indian Jazz will be running through the night trying to find something and everybody else something.
Okay. Look, how you say need something sweet?
Yeah. Y'all come on stage. We're gonna have fun tonight. Okay, who we got? Is that you, Phoenix? Trying to bring something on? Okay, something ain't going right. Okay, Phoenix, I'm trying to bring it to the stage. Let me stop mine and bring yours up, okay? Take mine's down. There you go, Phoenix. Look at she. She's switching around over here on your Phoenix. Okay, we don't hear nothing yet. While we're doing this, we have 34 people. 33. Hope you have hit the like button. We're going to start diving deep into this topic. While we're waiting on about 10 more people and things to get the sound going over there, Finding Out Feathers, tell me about last night. What you feel about what's going on with the race issue and discussions in this country right now?
Well, Chief, I'm really excited that this conversation is getting a lot more mainstream. I've been lucky enough to be in maybe a little bit of a bubble in terms of being around people who understand that, you really can't be playing these skin color games because you don't know exactly what's in people's family trees. And I'm just happy that it's going to force people, although it might be uncomfortable, it's going to force people to really challenge their thought process and what they thought they knew about race, ethnicity, identity, things like that. And they're
Right.
going to realize it's not as black and white, pun intended, as they thought it was. So I'm excited.
You know, sometimes we as people of color can be the most prejudiced people than even the white folks. Because within our own community, sometimes we are judging people by their hair, the color of their skin. You know, I'm not even going to the economic point of where we looking at classism, and we have that amongst us. Um, and we haven't sit down and talk about the serious issue like what kind of black are you before we attack someone. Y'all remember we did a show, what kind of black are you, last year, and I think that's where we need to go because look like the white community is confused, but look like the people of color is even more confused. They got some kind of myth that if you're not a Democrat, you're not black. If you're not within one of the acceptable groups, you're not black. Well, then that's not freedom of choice. That's not freedom of facts. That's what someone peer pressuring towards you. And we should not try to peer pressure people. And that's what this young lady is going through. This young lady is around the age of my oldest daughter. They know each other from school. They consider each other not cousins only, but friends. Okay? We know her personally to know that she never was a white person, is not a white person. So, Finding Out Feathers, when we start peer pressuring our own blacks, either into the race or out the race, tell me what you feel about that.
Chief, it really does bother me because Dana, watching her, it took me a second because I came in late and it took me a second to realize this is the same lady that went viral around last year sometime, and it really bothered me then because, like I said, once you start digging in family trees and learning about genealogy and things like that, you really have to throw all that surface level thinking out the window. And not only that, I feel like a lot of people are, putting their foots in their mouth because you start shaking them trees and them cousins might be coming out real light like that too. And, if that's your, if that could be family,
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? So it does bother me quite a bit because, again, this thing is way more nuanced than people are giving credit to it for. And, I think everybody about to be in for the shock of their lives about race, ethnicity, and identity in the United States. So shout out to Dana and shout out to everybody that honors their heritage and their ancestry, no matter what you look like.
Okay.
That's
I
right.
apologize. Dana used a lot of French last night, the French. But we'll say he was just dying laughing. We'll say, oh Lord, I know Chief falling out. I'd rather put that show at risk to get the facts out. Like I told Phoenix, me and Mr. Waldo had done discussed it. I didn't think she was. I knew she was gonna curse because she a Creole, and then I think she had 2 of the beers. Okay.
But Chief, she kept it real though. She kept it
That's what I'm
all the way
saying.
100. So.
I'm just apologizing on that part. Not that she did nothing that wrong. What I'm saying is, you heard her hurt. I wanted to how can I say, let the real her just come through. Is that fair way to put it?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
I don't feel she was using it as disrespect. I heard it as hurt. And I was talking to Nadia today, and she says, Mama, they've been after this girl since about a year now. She said, I even had to reach out and tell them I went to school with her. She ain't never been white. She's not white. This is all people. The Tarraganos have married into our family in more than one spot. Okay. So that would make whatever kids that is cousins to us, correct? So
Yes.
I didn't come out to Tarragano, but we have family members who have married Tarraganos, okay? Which then those bonds bring about more relatives. This is how you get. Somebody was asking me up here why I want to answer this, and someone asked me on my page about the Pope. Those names, Prevost, Mortonez, sparked a lot of our people because we know those last names. Y'all see what I'm saying? I don't know the Pope. Dana don't know the Pope because somebody want to know. If I knew the Pope, me and they're going to sit down and talk about the Doctor of Discovery. I've been trying to reach a Pope forever. I don't know which Pope it's going to be, but I done claimed in the name of the Lord. One day I'm going to talk to one of these popes. I already talked to Tom. And I'm going to let Tom know we want the Pope to come to Louisiana. If the Pope can come to Louisiana, I'm going to find my way to get close to the Pope. I'm not Catholic, okay, guys? So someone says, hey, Chief, no disrespect. And I don't take it as disrespect. That's what we're here for, to get clear understanding, okay, baby? If this man, the Pope, is related to this woman, your cousin, can you have this man, a new Pope, on your show? Let me answer that for you. I said, all the other popes can't talk English, but this sucker here can talk English. Okay? He a passe below. Come talk to us. And if I ever have the opportunity to bring him on the show, I'll bring it. Did I answer your question good enough? Is if the opportunity can arise. Yeah, I'll try that.
And that's what this young lady in that video that I'm going to show, she's talking about the Martinez and that same family that you're talking about.
Okay. So if the Pope is connected to my cousins on the Creole side, I had somebody put on the page, if he's her cousin, I guess they're trying to say I'm Indian and she Creole, how that works. I'm kin to her on her one drop Indian side. You understand that, Phoenix and Under My Feather?
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
And in everybody's family, you got more than one family makeup. Your daddy has a family side, your mom have a family side, and they sides each have sides. Y'all know how genealogy go. I'm thinking the Pope is a little shocked that this came out, because passe blown, once you done passe'd and you blown on up out of here. Normally nobody go dig in your past. And if he wouldn't have became the Pope, I doubt we'll be sitting here talking about the Pope today. But the strange thing was, we were going to do the show about Dana and Louisiana and the Creoles, Black Creole, White Creole. Y'all heard how I said that, Black Creole, White Creole. Please put that in there. If the next step after Black Creole and White Creole, for the White Creoles, normally if they want to pass, they go to passe blanc, pass for white. Some Creoles, if they want to or not, everybody have a choice to go passe blue. Do that make sense?
Can you tell them what the passe blue is, Chief? I don't think that's a real
Passe
familiar
blue
term.
is passing for black, and Dana is not passing for black because she's not white. Okay? But she could have been a passe blanc, passed for white, but she didn't because her family didn't. And we are here trying to tell people they didn't. She had family members that was involved with civil rights. But the people who saying stuff, I'm going to say like my grandfather used to tell me, if you want me to know what you're saying, you better talk in the language I know. Okay? When you type something in that nobody know, it's like you're not talking, and I'm not being rude. Star Child, you want to be powerful with your words. Put something there that everybody know what you're saying. I don't get on here trying to talk shop talk with you. I talk where y'all can get clear understanding. Okay? So, I don't like people talking and I don't know what they're talking about. So, speak English. Being that we come from different tribes with different languages, be it African or American Indians, our languages are different. But one common language we have is this messed up English language that's made up with a lot of people, other languages. So the language of America right now is a Creole language. Okay, Phoenix? We could say our American language is Creole. But somebody put that in there. The American language is Creole. Thank you. I understand some of it. I know the dictionary, but you know this too? A lot of people mispronounced. It was more sounds than spelling in our language. It was sounds. You understand? Because one word can mean many things in our language. Okay? One letter can mean many things in our language. Thank you, Star Child, for translating. But our audience need to know what you're saying. American language is Creole. I know what Oklahoma means, okay? And you know what it means? It actually means bad for our people. Okay? Homer means hard. Okla is the people. Means people. I know that, okay? It is the land of which was saying hard for our people. Wasn't a good thing. Our people left a message with the name Oklahoma. Hard for our people. Do you know alcohol is also Oklahoma? Could somebody put that in there? Alcohol, Oklahoma. Meaning not good for us. Okay? Oklahoma, not good for us. It's hard. All right, I'm not here to get no Choctaw language class, but I do want you to know, I have my dictionary too, but I had my grandfather. Now, here's where we are at. Creole language. Creole could mean just a mixture of something made up from many different things. Yes, finding out, Father. Alcohol is Oklahoma. You can also put hard for our people, bad for our people, not good for our people. We need to learn what those words really meant. Okay. That's right, not good at all for us. And Mr. Waldo done told you it's not good for us. He lived there. Okay. So here where we're gonna go. We're gonna stick with a little race because I can do Indian and been doing Indian talk with y'all a lot. I want to get back to this Creole. Creole to some people just mean mixture of more than one thing. Creole gumbo, Creole language, Creole people. They're just trying to tell you they know one particular bloodline. It's nothing for people to attack for. She wasn't saying anything that deserved to be attacked. She said, I am multiracial. There are many people who use Creole in other states with the misunderstanding like Creole is a race. It's not a race here. That's right, fair enough, brother. Creole seasoning. That ain't nothing but different things mixed together that we season with. Is chief, right? So let's not get caught as Creole being a bloodline of one particular blood. When someone say they Creole here, they mean I'm mixed with more than one thing. I'm no one particular thing. And if y'all do your genealogy, I see a lot of y'all out there that's Creoles. Now, this is what you don't want to be. If you're a person that's mixed with different genealogy, you need to do your research, because if you saying you this and you're not that because you really don't know, then you're a mutt. You don't know your breed. You're not a thoroughbred. Now, don't take that as an insult. That's a fact. But if you have your papers that says who you are and how you was bred to be, then you are a thoroughbred. Am I saying this about Creoles? Some Creoles have their papers. Some Creoles are foundational. We're going to go a little deeper. Phoenix, I'm going to back up because you have your stuff on the screen. I'll come back on that topic. Okay, Phoenix, we're waiting for you.
Okay.
You want me to make the screen bigger for you? I can't hear the sound. Can y'all hear sound?
I can't hear it.
Okay, maybe I have to not be on mute for you to hear it. Let me do it like that. Okay.
His mama from the 7th Ward. Go look at him. And I said, well, shit, all right. Are you saying this to fuck with me? Because you know my SEO is going to go up? No? Oh, no, really? Seriously? Creole Pope? We got an American Pope? And he's Augustinian? Okay, and then I look it up. Y'all remember years ago I came on here and I told y'all about my ancestor who was a Haitian man and married a Creole woman, and they moved to New Orleans and they own property? That's them. That's them too. That's his grandpa. That's his line. That's his mama's ancestral line. My mama's side, his mama's side. That's the ancestral line I share with Beyonce, among other ones. The Broussards, and this is the... Who is this? Y'all, it's been a time. Martinez. And it looks spelled like Martinez, but it's Martinez. And just like the same, if you see somebody whose name looks like Rodriguez, it's Rodrigue. Like, it's just, that's just the way that it, I don't know. That's Creole. When I studied at the Vatican, I thought maybe I was going to be the only Creole there, but now, what you doing for Mardi Gras? Hey, hold on now. If I could spend Mardi Gras in New Orleans and then you could have me over for Ash Wednesday, ooh,
It's official, baby. Louisiana State Archives done digitized the great-grandparents' wedding certificate. This is on his mama's side. This is the line that me and the other Creole folks share with the Pope and Beyonce, interestingly enough. But yes, this is this is the Louisiana State Archives. They just digitized this. Shout out Heather Jane for sending this my way from the Louisiana State Archives. They were so excited. Like the whole archives are so excited to have this digitized, and this rules. And I'm just so excited to share it. This is history. This is what I went to the Vatican archives as a scholar to document, to corroborate. Because yes, these records do exist, but so few and far between in terms of what other people in the country and in the world have, because of what we've particularly been through as people in Louisiana, South Louisiana in particular. But my God, y'all, I guess literally, this is remarkable. This is beyond remarkable.
Okay, Phoenix.
Yes, ma'am.
This is what I'm trying to say. Our history here in Louisiana, when other places only got a British history or Spanish history, we have French, Spanish, okay? A little bit of the Britain or British, which is English, right? Then you have the Indians up in here. And then we have the people from the Dominican Republic and all of this stuff. Everybody didn't marry and mix the same way. Some people didn't mix at all.
That's right.
And we had free people of color. They were free when America came about. I hear people talking about, like, every black person came from a plantation of slaves. That's not true. We don't have slavery in this family. We still owning land. Same land we was on before United States came. So, United States is a baby country in the world. And to some people is older, because if we go out to the East Coast, the 13 colony history of what we talk about America today, Phoenix, will be totally different from the 1700s of West Florida. Okay? 1700s, New Orleans would have been still with us. Okay? So we got these different histories that kept flipping and flopping down here, that never flipped nor flopped anywhere else. Our history is so different. As we move through, there are counties in Mississippi and parishes in Louisiana that once made up West Florida, okay? There are counties in Alabama and counties in Florida that went along with us. There's a different history. I don't know how we're going to get people to understand you cannot put everybody in the same box. We didn't make it into the United States until 1903 for New Orleans, because New Orleans was part of the Louisiana Purchase, because they wanted the mouth of the Mississippi, which is the lower delta. The lower delta is the delta. We want to make the delta somewhere way up Mississippi. No. The delta is at the mouth of the Mississippi. If somebody's on here, I see J Mars on here. I also, we have Finding Our Feathers. If y'all got an extra phone, type in Mississippi Delta. Please do that for me. Phoenix, you can do it. And if so, you can bring it onto the stage, okay? The Mississippi Delta. Because I'm tired of people coming up with fake stories. While we are waiting, Phoenix, I'm going to play this. Wait a minute. I want to try to play this. Okay, y'all ready? Let me get it in on here. Zoom it in for you. Here we go.
He just keeps making history, and now it's his history that's making news. We have learned that the new pontiff, Pope Leo XIV, descended from Creole people of color from New Orleans. ABC News has actually obtained records and photos
This is
of the
being used for
groundbreaking
educational
discovery. It shows how
purposes
the first
only.
American Pope's family tree reflects the complex racial history of our country. Joining me now is the genealogist who worked on this discovery, Chris Smothers. Chris, it is so great to see you. Tell me what inspired you to dive into this research in the first place.
Yes, it's so much to talk about. I first learned about this discovery through Jerry Honore, a fellow colleague and genealogist based out of the Historic New Orleans collection in Louisiana. And I saw this post and I really felt convicted to go in deeper into these records and begin to explore and peer through to really see what we could confirm through the documentation. And in that process, I began to unravel kind of the seeds of this truth-telling process through these historical records and looked at where the truth was almost omitted in these historical documents. And this highlighted a very complex, nuanced
Educational
understanding
purpose.
of this family overall.
Amazing that you got the tip from the Raging Cajun, General Russell Honore. So, of course, knows about the history of the people of New Orleans. I love that. So, explain for folks why the Pope's family would mark down their race as white after migrating to Chicago in 1920. Put the history into perspective for us, Chris.
Sure. So there was a collection of, free people of color who migrated all over the United States during the Great Migration. And I, looking through these records, one could kind of infer that it looks like an identity crisis, but I see it as a survival strategy. In this critical point where race is becoming more charged after the passing of the 13th Amendment, it's clear that the family really was trying to navigate economic and social mobility during the early 20th century when they moved to Chicago and passed for white.
Wow. So how much of the Pope's background is a representation, you think, just of the American story as we learn this and start talking about this and discover so much about him that we didn't know?
That's such a layered question. I think that the reality is that Black Catholicism is not a new phenomenon. And it's clear that the Pope's maternal lineage has been rooted in Black Catholicism. I hope this opens up an opportunity to correct historical records, to acknowledge and really reckon with the longer history of how African descendant people were introduced to the faith and, really hold space for the
I want to pause
collective
for a
power we
minute.
have to really
Just a
engage
minute.
these historical records that hold the secrets of the past.
And people should, I have a feeling we're going to be talking a lot.
Finding out feathers, Phoenix. Did you see how he used that interchangeable? She's saying Black, he's saying African American.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Y'all saw that?
Yeah.
This lady never said African American. The records don't even say African American. This is how we lose our history and identity. Now, he done moved all the way from Black to African American. There's nowhere showing African descent. Skin color don't show African descent. We got to realize they had Black Europeans. What kind of Black is he?
Right.
Do that make sense? Was he European Black mixed with American Black? It says free people of color, Black, colored. Had no African being used back then. Had no African American being used.
Chief, can I ask, because we went through his genealogy as well, and I'm wondering if this genealogist and other people are using the mulatto term to also group the Blackness together in that regard.
They
What do you
do.
think about that?
They do. That's what I'm saying. That's what we're talking about tonight. How many people they done put in the melting pot to create a statistic of a African American count that they cannot prove? But these people have a genealogy. That was his pedigree being read out. I did not hear African American in the pedigree. Did y'all hear it or did I miss it?
And you're not going to see it in the records either. So you were definitely right about that.
So don't alter his race again into African American. This is what they did even in Oklahoma. The Black Indians get shift out with a little word gradually. They're gradually pulling this history to African American. When there is no record showing in the church, because the Catholic Church would have put it in there. Okay? So for those who don't understand how the Catholic records work, it documented who you were. You actually, at some point, could say what you wanted to be, especially if you're Creole. Do you want to fall to the black side or the free people of color side? Some of them was bright enough that they could fall to the white side. Y'all with where I'm at? So here we got, right here, misclassification from a professional person. Give me your thoughts on it, Phoenix.
I think how the highlight of genealogy is going to give people a clear distinction on the relativity and the different classifications. I love how you're separating the difference in the uniqueness of Louisiana history alone. The many different things that people elsewhere don't share the same things. Virginia has its history. Louisiana has its multi-ethnic history.
I've said in the past, Creoles own slaves.
Different distinctions, how people all meet together, and then also how they branch off and have their own separate cultures that are not the same.
And all Creoles didn't own slaves because, like I told you the other day, it wasn't because I have a slave to work my plantation. You were going to be, by law, you at one time, you're going to be owned by somebody. Y'all getting what I'm saying? So a lot of times, men would have their wife and children as slaves, not because they abducted them, but that was the only way they could keep somebody from buying and separating their families.
Right.
So there was a free person of color, and they married a woman that was not free of color, then he would have to purchase her and have a receipt of purchase for her and the children, just like we do with a car. Okay?
Chief, question for you.
The condition of the mother would be the condition of the child.
Correct.
And it could be the other way around also, right, Chief? A woman could also own her husband as well, right?
Yes, she could have paid for her husband. And then it would show on records that he was her slave. But that was ownership papers, freedom papers, okay? So some of it could be an ugly situation, but some of it was not an ugly situation. Some of it was saving your people in this area. I'm sure the Pope family may not have sit down, being that his mother was not born in New Orleans. Like a lot of people, I hear black people, my grandma didn't tell me nothing. My mom and them didn't pass history down. Well, why we can't think his parents didn't pass his true history down? They just stayed quiet because they became free jacks. See, that's another level above passe blanc. Passe blanc, you're passing. Free jack, you done broke ties with anything to the past. But he didn't break ties with the paperwork in Louisiana because it came back up. Okay? That's why we tell people to go do their genealogy, right? So you know who you come from. You got people saying they foundational black, and they only might be 2-3 generations in here. Now, this man might look like a white European. He could be a black European. He could be mixed with that, and he could be mixed with natives from America's soil. Not the country, the soil that once was France, Spain, or Britain. Especially on his mom's side. So here we sitting here, gonna make him an African American. When we had different mixtures, people from the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Jamaica, all these people that was in here, and we're gonna skip all of that, and we're just gonna say African American. They were bringing native people from this land to the Caribbeans and Africa before they were bringing people from Africa and the Caribbeans here. Cross-referencing, am I telling the truth or not?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. More Indians left here than all slaves in all 350 years came in.
And they said his grandfather was, he worked the ships. But then it also say, yeah, somebody was born in Haiti, but they also say they records in New Orleans go deeper than when a child that was born in Haiti. Don't people go off and work today? Is my daughter in a whole nother country working? Would that
Chief,
not
they got
make her
people
child be
saying that he's Peruvian because he spent 20 years in Peru. A lot of people thought he was from Peru just because he worked for a couple of
that's
decades.
relocation. Look,
That's where they
he's
take their sabbatical and work. He's
been reclassified by race and reclassified by country. To me, he was running from something. And God used him as the highest in this country in a position elected to validate what I've been trying to say. We didn't pick the box. Somebody put you in box. And that box may not have been the box you wanted to be in. I'm not an African American. I was listening to somebody show that day, the people, black, don't want to be this. You are foundational blacks. And yes, I am a foundational black, but I'm not from Africa. And my people didn't come into America till after 1808. Okay? Directly after that, let's go 30 years later, my people in the negotiation of a removal from here to Oklahoma. My grandfather insisted it be put into the treaty, the Enslavement Treaty, Article 14, that we had a right to stay or go. We had a right to accept dual citizenship if we stay, or go to Oklahoma and live as a nation, not as a citizen of the United States. Now, we got Indians all saying they're citizen of the United States. People getting mad when Trump say, when did you take your citizenship? When did you pledge it? Then they got people say, well, Indians should not have to prove a citizenship to the United States. You're not proving your citizenship to the land. You're proving your citizenship to the country that then took your land. How many countries around the world name have changed? Do this make sense what I'm saying?
It does.
So we have to do more than just assume. A lot of people say we're not hearing the news about the Pope in our states in the north, up toward Oklahoma. Well, we were going to do the show last night before this even came up. It just brought icing and cherries on top with it for the show that we was going to do. Because you see people saying they kin to the Pope from here. I am kin to some Martinez or Martinez. Okay? Or Martinez. See, you got, like the lady just said, pronounced different ways. But when we hear it, we know it. We have family people that's Prevost. So when we heard that name, we heard something. Now, am I kin to the Pope? I don't know. Haven't did the genealogy to see. It's really not that important. But I don't want people downing the people if they are dark-skinned saying they kin to the Pope, or light-skinned saying they kin to the Pope, because there in those two last names is a color shade from dark to light, dang near white or beyond white, that comes out of those two names. Is that putting a little clarity to it?
It is, and it also shows the, like you mentioned before, about the racial misclassification, because they stuff switched around, you know, so many times during these different regime changes. I call them that.
See, I'm saying I'm an Indian. I say I'm Shatta. There are records for that. You got people, and I'm not downing you, but you're taking yourself away from when you create something new, just like everybody's trying to create a tribe that didn't have no treaties. Okay? Well, it's the same thing when you're creating something to put black people in, just like Jesse. You're guilty of doing what Jesse did. Jesse found somewhere. He was a younger man trying to find a box. So ADOS, Foundational Black, those are box searches. Those boxes have no roots, no foundation, no treaties, no laws passed by Congress to neither one of those categories. But there are rules and laws in Article 14 about the Negro. 13, 14, 15 protects Negro. There is no law say protection of foundational Black or ADOS, and I'm not attacking, but I'm being factual, and I hope they hear me. Go do your genealogy. Prove your foundation, no matter which one of the Blacks you came from. If you date back before that, then you're foundational Black. If that was before, if you was there before United States expand to your area. When did United States expand to these people area for them to say foundational Black America? That means down here, foundational Black America won't start till 1803. Are y'all with me? And some people haven't even did their genealogy back to 1803 to know if they foundational, or to know if they were slaves or slave owners. I've been said they got Creoles own slaves. So those Creoles may be up for being sued if somebody linked themselves back. Y'all understand? On a slave road. Same thing with the whites. We really got to dig into what kind of Blacks. But one thing factual is the Pope is by way from the Creole connection and blood here in New Orleans across the lake from me. But those same families, there are just as many of them over here on this side as it is on that side. Okay? Let's see what he finished saying here. I just wanted y'all to see that the way they exchange the Blackness and the African American. And it was the Black person insisting the African.
About this more. I'm thinking of St. Catherine Drexel, the white nun who traveled across the country and saw how Blacks and Native Americans were being treated and created schools like Xavier there in New Orleans, and even the school where Lytle Hampton learned how to play the drums through the nuns in Catholic school in Chicago. I mean, it's all coming back together, this rich history. And to
stop it. All right, they did not have white people going to Xavier University in New Orleans. Are y'all with me?
Right.
That was Black Catholics. So how we get all these white Indians that never went through Xavier? That they can't go pull their records that they was discriminated against and went through these Black institutions. That was there for free people of color. As the Pope said, slave and unslaved people of color. It didn't matter which one at one point, because it said colored people are not allowed. Colored people couldn't ride the bus with white people. And that's where we get Homer Plessy, who was a fair-complected man who fought for civil rights, who fought a bill that went all the way to the Supreme Court and changed the integration segregation game. Okay? So yes, there are people who was classified Creoles that fought in the civil rights movement and pushed bills all the way. Let's go back.
Find the Pope tied to this rich Black Catholic history is so incredible. And it tells us a lot just about Black history in America and what more we need to learn about this experience. And this has got to be significant for Black Americans, Chris, as this broke yesterday and we're all talking about it. What does it mean to you?
My ancestors were personally descendant of people who were missionaries of the Society of Jesus, and it's a very personal thing. And to reckon with this history truly is culminating. And I feel that we're in a space in public history where we are really beginning to confront the nuances and the realities of this history. I'm someone who is both descendant of, people who owned enslaved people and then those who were enslaved. And the same is true for Pope Leo. And so I think that we're in this space now where we can begin to have these conversations with more open dialogue so that we can continue to expand and correct historical narrative and atone for the historical erasure of this very nuanced and complex history.
A complex history of free and enslaved that now includes the Holy Father's family, which is just incredible. Chris Smothers, so appreciate your time and your research. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
For more on the new American Pope, you can see that special on 2020 tonight, 9 p.m., 8 Central, right here on ABC. He just keeps making history. And now it's...
Okay. Who want to be first? Phoenix? Finding Our Father? I wasn't looking at the chat, you all, because I was working one board tonight and didn't get to see all the communication. So while Phoenix is talking, we'll move back into the discussion. Let me change the board again because I want to go back on this board because we are going to move into some other stuff. Okay. Phoenix, you can begin talking while I'm bringing us back in. So while I'm bringing us back in, Phoenix is fixing to take her and Finding Our Feathers to let us know what they feel about what's going on in this discussion. If you hear me, it's going to be a long-term discussion ahead of us. Okay, Phoenix, you have the floor.
I wanted to mention when you look at some of the periodicals, they're mentioning his Italian, Spanish. They're not really speaking about his Creole ancestry. They highlight, and I think that people were confused with Leo the 14th also because of the time that he spent in Peru. And not understanding the different denominations. And if you could explain a few, like the Augustinians versus the people of the St. Joseph, different chapters and denominations, and how they, the amount of Indians and Blacks that were associated with Catholicism for over hundreds of years. A lot of people know about Baptists and Episcopal and different those denominations, but the Black and Indian Catholics, I don't think there's a lot of discussion of that. The history. And again, the Augustinians go back to St. Augustine. Is that not the first denomination of Catholicism here, Chief? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Drop a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. Okay. Yeah, the different Catholic denominations, even with the Church of England in the East Coast, they still also went through different changes of Catholic churches, the missionaries specifically. And one thing I thought was interesting to mention in terms of prior to Louisiana becoming a part of the United States, having their own separate, unique history with the Catholic Church coming through Queen Mary, right? And Mary was Queen of France, England, Ireland, and Scotland. So some of these different denominations come together, and you see where the French, henceforth the French in Louisiana during that time. Just fascinating history. Again, Also, I think it goes to William and Mary. William and Mary also being Holy Roman Empire or emperor, a part of the Holy Roman Empire. And with that being part of the Catholic Church also.
Yeah, Phoenix, you are correct. And I would go on. Okay, Phoenix, I think Noreen was coming to check on me, and I want her to come check on me so she can handle that Creole point. A lot of y'all may not know, but no, remember I said Noreen had that Creole side. You remember, Phoenix? And Noreen actually is kin to the Mortonheads. Okay, Noreen, y'all hadn't lost me. I went on mute so Phoenix could talk.
All right.
Sorry about that, y'all, but I just told them I was fixing to get you in here. We are talking about Augustine and what's the difference. And Noreen is born, raised Catholic. Her people, one side of her came here because they were keepers of the church. So Noreen family came before America. So they came in free people of color. They didn't come in through slavery. They came in to keep the church, build a church, missionary, and recruit people. Okay, Phoenix? Out of her people coming in to do that, they also intermingled. People didn't understand what that meant. Bring the immigrants in. The immigrants get in with the people that's locally. It's been done all over the world. And yes, Noreen is foundational. Jackson Square in New Orleans. That's why we're going to put together the tour, Phoenix, I told you about, okay? Jackson Square was not Jackson Square. It was the place of Dumas or Darmus or Dumas. Pronounced 3 different ways by whoever's pronouncing it. Noreen is a descendant of Felix Dumas. Felix Dumas had the power, just like Nicholas Ducre, to free slaves or sign slave freedom paper. Does that sound like that was white people? No, it was free people of color. Noreen and them was Sicilians that came in. All right, Noreen, they asked a question, I'm gonna let you answer, but I want to ask you a few questions. How many generation Sicilian you go back? Please tell them. Now this is her Sicilian on one part now. But now remember, she got a French, Spanish part too.
In that same.
All right, let's go. You're Sicilian that came in with the French.
My grandmother's great grandmother.
You got that, Phoenix?
From Sicily. Her mother and father was
grandmother's great grandmother.
Yep.
So Noreen comes from free people of color from within the church that they brought here. Do that make sense to y'all?
Yes.
And from what I understand, one of the grandmothers was Sicilian and the grandfather was Spanish.
You hear what she said? Now her grandfather was Spanish. So that means that grandfather had a root under Spain.
Right.
So how far that going back, Phoenix? See what I'm saying? So her blood's come in new, but by marrying this person who's from Spain, because this is not America.
Right.
This is Spain at the time. See, this is where Spain was. So that means now Noreen comes, her history starts with the Spanish records. So she have a pedigree. She have a genealogy walk back. And the Catholic Church have her records, just like the Pope. She wanted to know the difference in the different, like I be teasing y'all, the different rankings of the church. But under all of them, including the Jesuit, is underneath the Roman Catholic Church.
Yes.
Let's talk.
Yes. And a lot of this, I didn't even learn till I met Chief. I knew of the Holy Family nuns because I have a great aunt that is and was a nun from a teenager. Okay. And in this Catholic religion, if any one of your family members went to be a priest or a nun or to serve the church, it's like you had your free ticket to heaven for the whole family. So that was like a great blessing. And I knew her. She taught us in school. And when my grandmother and grandfather celebrated their 50th anniversary, which ended up being their 53rd anniversary, she was still alive. And she's my grandmother's aunt. And it was a wonderful experience, but I didn't even know. I knew of like the Franciscans, the Jesuits, the Holy Family nuns is who we knew of. And from what my understanding and knowledge of the Holy Family nuns, they were independent of the Roman Catholic Church until what, about right before Katrina or right after Katrina.
Mhm.
And they are the ones who more or less did y'all forgive me, this cold is driving me and the sinus drip is trying to choke me, so if I have to get out of here in a minute. But
Yeah,
it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot.
Sinus getting us.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Ring. Take
That
your time.
goes on with the different denominations. And what it confuses us, because as we weren't even taught a lot of this. I learned a lot about my Catholic religion from Chief. I didn't know we had all these denominations. I know we had white ones and black ones because the Carmelite sisters was in New Orleans. And what I learned about them wasn't nice. Because they even on the tours in New Orleans let you know that was a prostitution house. And so I'm like, okay, why are we not taught these things? And the majority of what you hear in your teachings is don't question what they teach you. Don't question the priests. Don't question the nuns. You just do as they say, not as they do. So the denominations vary. And I am still learning that. And I have a document that I don't have with me, but you can look it up. And there's many different denominations, but they all answer to the Roman Catholic Church.
She want to know the difference between the Augustine and we can't leave out the Jesuits.
The Jesuits, right.
So go ahead with that one.
And if I am not mistaken, I think the Augustines were the first introduction of the Catholic Church that came this way.
That's correct.
If I'm not mistaken.
And that's your Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart, right out. That's where I was going. And then that's where we were under the Sacred Heart or the Sacred Heart of Jesus.
You got that, Phoenix?
Mm-hmm. And if you look, as I was learning with Chief and we were going to the different areas, the majority of the areas that were Black Catholics was either Sacred Heart or Sacred Heart of Jesus.
Could y'all hear what she said?
Yes. Got it.
Now, you're looking at her and Dana being Catholics, okay? Mm-hmm. When Noreen came to work with me, as close as I have her by me, she could not be with me in ignorance. She needed to know her history so she didn't get offended when I speak the truth. Mm-hmm. So she had to go research and study and read. She can earn her degree on the intertwining of the religions.
Yes.
Noreen understand the Catholic Church a lot better. So do Sharon. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because you have a thing called Black and Indian Mission. Mm-hmm. When you research back, it comes out of Philadelphia.
Right.
Okay, Phoenix, up there by y'all.
Yeah.
So the Black and Indian Mission was just what it was. And I still call it by what it was. Mm-hmm. Black and Indian Mission.
Yeah.
But prior to that, they used to have another name. Yeah. Black Indian Mission.
Thank you.
What did I just do? You see that interchange I just did?
Mm-hmm.
I left the N out.
And then after Katrina,
it was just Black Indian Mission.
Right. Black Indian Mission. And I had a lot of documents.
And it was one of the strongest missions. And that's when the Pope came.
Right.
Where did he go, y'all? To Philadelphia.
Thank you.
Because Philadelphia was the main place that they were pooling money under that mission, which actually enriched the Catholic community here in the United States. Did y'all know that? I'm over here trying to see. I'm back where I can see y'all writing a little bit. Are we doing some good? Are we bringing some knowledge? Are we bringing some knowledge? Let me see. Say knowledge, bringing some knowledge. We got 77 people in the room. Y'all tell me how many people can hit the like button. If everybody that come in really hit the like button, even those on your television, because our biggest audience watch by TV, so could you please hit the like button on your television? It's things like this we all have to do to bring knowledge to the next generation, especially young people. And we don't want to make nothing up. So when you make up African American, you make up foundational Black, you make up ADOS. Y'all know some of y'all know I'm out there. It's like you're making up Indian tribes with names, making fake chiefs. Where is they going to go into these records and how to justify this? I heard the other day on TV, they got a movement out there. They want Trump to sign a bill so they can, people who are foundational can sue Africa from selling slaves. What about the slaves? You got a lot of slaves came out the Caribbean. Okay. What do you do about that? You had France, Spain, and Britain shipping and selling slaves. So why are Black people now wanting Trump to sign a bill just to sue Africa? Talk to me, Phoenix. Talk to me. Finding Out Feathers. Finding Out Feathers go first and then Phoenix. Come on, let me hear you. Y'all there? Finding Out Feathers? Let me see if I got y'all on here still.
I'm still here.
All right, what you say about that, Phoenix? How can we sue Africa people and we are not going to sue everybody that played part, whatever country played part?
Oh, there she is.
We had 63 likes, they said, and we had 82 likes, and they said we only have 63 likes. Please hit the like button. Okay, Finding Out Feather, I didn't notice you had got kicked out. I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, baby, you and Phoenix got the flow. Noreen is here as a Catholic person. She can answer some of your questions.
We had a little bit of a recap after your room last night, and I was talking to some of the people in the room, letting them know, I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm from the East Coast, and my roots go deep into that red clay of Georgia. And although I think I might have did like a preschool version of Catholic school, but after that it was all, and I grew up Protestant Missionary Baptist. But
you went to catechism.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but
it's called catechism. Catechism.
Okay. But in terms of Catholic religion, and again, all the history, the intricate history that's taking place out of New Orleans, I think a lot of people that's not from those areas, or people that don't have lineage coming out of those areas, are really ignorant to just how complex the history is there. And I am sitting here, when I tell you, I'm learning so much. I didn't know a lot of Catholic people growing up or anything like that either. So I'm learning quite a bit. And now I'm wondering how the dots connect coming into East Florida, because, we have the oldest city in the United States.
St. Augustine.
St. Augustine, yes, ma'am.
Okay, there's a lot of history. They see when you're telling me now where your roots, where your foundational Black come from. Okay, we can talk on that, because remember, that was not slaves over in St. Augustine either. There also were Indians there before the white man, and they were Black warriors. They were Black warriors. Black warriors.
Absolutely.
So finding where you come from is key. And if you have a Catholic foundation back there in your foundational Black, I've been saying ever since the beginning of my talk with you all, you can't run from the church. They have your records. I told Noreen the same thing. Yep. Go to the church, get your records, look for your records, see who you are. All of these thousands and hundreds of thousands of people organized in organizations. A lot of these people don't know where they fit, but they want to belong to something. But you can't create where you want to belong. Okay, St. John Parish, you have a strong history. Welcome to the room. St. John ought to be on here a lot because of the slave history there. See, people don't understand the slavery was across that way. The slave history, the Indian history. Yes. The people from the Dominican Republic history. The Haitian and Jamaican history. Welcome. You cannot teach people about history that you don't know the names. Okay? You don't know the history of those different places. The history can change from one place to the next drastically just by crossing the road. Because reapportionment changes the lines. Y'all see how I've been fighting for Bonfaka? I cannot find a foundational Slidell history because Slidell only started in 1888. My history predates Slidell. My history predates United States. My history predates Spain. My history predates France, Britain, and all them people. So then when they come here, they're going to record who they saw, what they look like. And that's why we can get records from all those countries. Okay? Finding out feathers, people running from where their pedigree may be. Pedigree only means you can trace your lineage. And all of y'all work on genealogy, y'all know that. It can change in a split second from one grandparent to the other one. You done went to a whole nother country. Stop letting people fool you. No, it wasn't just Louisiana, wasn't Florida. It was one portion of Louisiana was West Florida. Okay, one point, which means on this side of the river, the east side of the river. Okay, I'm answering someone, y'all. So there's a different history right across the water with New Orleans, especially when New Orleans became a part of Louisiana Purchase. And across the lake, we were not a part of Louisiana Purchase. It was not the Battle of New Orleans. New Orleans was already conquered and purchased, as they say, legally or illegally. Because I say it's illegal, the Indians wasn't paid for nothing. But my side of Louisiana, that's now Louisiana, were brought in by decree by C.C. Claiborne and James Madison. Y'all with me? Yeah, y'all manifested. Anything we touch and agree on, it can be done. I like your style, finding out feather. This is what we have to realize. There are different histories. The different histories do not fit in one box. You cannot take Texas history and put it with Louisiana history, unless we talk in Spain. And then that's going to only go so far. Are y'all with me?
Yes, ma'am.
The 13 colonies came in through Britain, Protestant. The things that came through France and Spain was Catholic. And they ain't even like each other, even though they were cousins.
Right.
Okay? Mm-hmm. These are kin folks fighting each other for some land to get rich off of somebody else. And if you look at Portugal, it's right there, right, Phoenix?
Same place.
So that's their kin folks.
Either Spain's in Portugal or Portugal's in Spain, something like that.
They right there. My people will perish for the lack of knowledge, is what the word's saying. People are ignorant for the lack of knowledge. And they got people waiting to catch you in your ignorance and scam you that they're going to give you, how can I put it? Reparation. Yeah. Claude Anderson worked under the Carter administration in high position. He couldn't deliver it because the right people got to find out who is due that reparation. That same issue going on in the Indian country. Who's supposed to get the money that's owed for the oil and royalties in Oklahoma? Who's fighting? Some white people and black people. Okay.
I wanted to know how. First of all, they're asking Trump for the green light to sue the African nations for this alleged role in slavery, but they don't have the proof, and they're asking from somebody that they called a racist, right? Yeah. How are they going to sue an entire continent or any nation on it for something that they don't even have the proof happened to them personally?
And you're going to ask a racist to help you correct a racist situation.
Right. No cargo list, no tribal name, just trauma vibes and GoFundMes. Then, since when did we need presidential permission to exercise our rights?
He could have wrote that. He said he's an attorney. He could have wrote that.
Now
long
they feel
time
like
ago. That could have been written when Biden was in office. That should have been written when Obama was in office.
Right.
Clinton, someone who they say wasn't a racist.
What changed their mind about America owing them the money? Now they want to go after Africa. What changed their mind before? They said it was all America's fault. Now they're saying it's Africa's fault. What do you think changed their mind?
It's fine. But wait a minute. Find out, fella, did you say GoFundMe?
I did because I was back here cackling when she said that because Chief, you know, we on these internet streets and that's she hit the nail on the head. That's all it is. And a bunch of you forgot the studies, the task force to create studies.
Oh yeah, cashing out the task force to create their studies.
But if white folks left traces of records that we can find out that the Pope is a free person of color descendant, shouldn't we find some more records?
Yes, indeed.
They done went back in his thing. So these black folks that's digging into his records need to help the other black folks get their facts straight. So they know where they come from, what they supposed to be owed or paid or something.
No, they want reparations. Even if they got to go to Wakanda to get it, Chief.
That's why I keep saying neither one of the political party pleases me anymore. And all these games that people are playing, some of these same people now who going out the foundational black was running around here talking they was Indian chiefs and had a tribe named Chuka Chuka and Muka Muka. Some of those same people were saying they were Moors. Come on, y'all help me with some more names they done been. That means you don't know where you fit. Go get your papers and lay them on the table. The Bible says if you find a thief, he's supposed to pay you back at sevenfold, right, Phoenix? So if you found who did that to you, why don't you confront them? That's what I do down here. Yeah, they use spit tests to chase themselves to Africa, not thinking about all the Africans, all the Indians that was taken to Africa. Okay, I'm not going to waste y'all time. I'm going to just be honest with you. Why, some people can't answer why they say they had 5 civilized tribes. Because mainly most of their contract was with those 5 tribes. Are y'all with me? Really, it was 4. Because the Sumanor wasn't in on that. The Sumanor is a tribe put together. That was not a part of none of those treaty talks in the beginning. Are you with me, Phoenix? It was the Creek Indian who sit to the table. Okay? They may have picked up the name Sumanor through the Spanish. They were butt kickers down there in East Florida. I told y'all Dr. King went to help the Creek Indians. They were dark. I knew civil rights leaders that went down there with them. Now all of a sudden you cannot tell an Indian from a Jew or from a white person. Okay, that's who they fixing to bring here, George. They fixing to bring the Africanos. Like I said last night. Well, that means they're not trying to replace black folks. They're going to replace some white people, must be.
The original Afrikaans.
They're not bringing Africans here.
They're
trying to get you to go to Africa. So if you go to Africa, then the Afrikaners can come here. White people who led apartheid. Who led apartheid. We didn't race mix so till they white people ain't pure bloods. We just seen they rest here and got a pope and it go back to blackness. They trying to bring back some pure European white blood. Because you got black Europeans, white Europeans. All right, things. You can tell me what you feel about this so far. I don't know, fellas. Tell me what you feeling about it so far. I thought I saw Jay.
I just put it in the chat. I said the way you laid it out just now about the Afrikaners coming here, it reminds me of the American Colonization Society and their whole goal of ridding these lands of, in particular, free people of color, but colored folks altogether, and then bringing in a white class, a free white class, pardon. They specified a free white class to take its place so that, you know, the economy wouldn't be destabilized by getting rid of so many people. And now today you have people willfully doing the bidding of the American Colonization Society, and here we are over 200 years later, and it just seems like it's the same thing still going on. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, Leslie Fuller saying the old switcheroo. That's right, Fuller. That's what it is. I told y'all that little cup, they keep moving. You got to keep your eyes on it. I'm keeping my eyes on this Africana thing because they finna switch somebody out. And if I was a white person or a passe blowing free jack, I'd watch that cup because they finna switch you out. They played that game on the people of color already.
They taking it back. It came with them, and now they're taking it back.
That's right. J-Mo, I dropped the link. And can you please join us on stage? We can't just let women talk on this topic. I want to hear the men that's on here. J-Mo, I saw you somewhere. Come on to the stage. Now,
could I answer to Sue about the about what did you say, Sue? You just asked about
the American Colonization Society or Doctrine of Discovery?
The previous pope, the Doctrine of Discovery. Okay. Now, did they repudiating it? It wasn't the same as apologizing, right? Because they just kind of said they didn't authorize it.
That's right.
They didn't really do too much, you know. And it still doesn't justify colonialism, the genocide, the boarding schools, the stolen land, the bones, and everything else, right?
Excuse me, y'all.
The church just said that it was wrong. They didn't call it sacred. They didn't defend it either. They just said we were wrong to authorize that, right? They didn't free up the land. They didn't fix any broken treaties that they had. I don't think they did.
I really don't have no faith that the new pope gonna do it either.
Right.
Well, that's where we're gonna get you that meeting, Chief, so you can press him about that Doctrine of Discovery.
Oh, if I get a leg to him, y'all know I'm gonna do it. But and that's a lot of questions. We don't have to worry because he can speak English very well, along with all the other languages.
That's right.
I want to be able to understand it clearly. Okay. And I think his pedigree coming to the table, sooner or later he gonna have to speak on this here issue. So it's you know, we've been speaking from this level, but now it's time for him to speak from the highest level of where the Doctrine of Discovery come from, because they also gave it to Portuguese, to the Portugal people. So they don't want to mess with it because it's deep rooted in too many constitutions and laws and governments around the country that would unravel the sweater and expose what's under it. Okay? That's why they're not touching it. But just like this is coming out, I told you we was going to talk with Dana, and then here come the Pope. Information start leaking through New Orleans. It didn't leak from the white folks, it leaked from the blacks. Now they're going to make the Pope African American if they get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
If the man didn't want to be a Creole, he surely in the heck don't want to be an African American. Okay? He already had to deal with being a free person of color in their past. His grandparents escaped that. Now the blacks want to bring him back. He ain't going back because most probably his people didn't tell him who he was. Y'all understand? Just like a lot of black people, grandparents didn't tell them nothing. Or if they tell you, you don't believe it. So my thing is, we were talking about what kind of black. Those of you who have not watched that video and y'all new to this channel, go back and look at what kind of black are you. What you say about that thing, that'll help them. Go back and look at Tom Akeland. Go back and look at Young Black and something. I renamed it. I told y'all what it was last night. Noreen dropped it in the chat room on part 1. So go back to part 1 and find it. You know, a cow graze and eat. He have more than one belly. He or she. They graze. And then you see them go sit under a tree. And they regurgitate from the upper stomach. See, because the first stomach is a gathering point. That's their research point. They go gather what they need for nutrition. Then they go find a shade tree. And they regurgitate that back up from the first stomach. And they sit there and chew it and drop it down where they get nutrition in the next stomach. Did y'all get what I'm saying? Go grazing, research, collect the data, come back, keep reading it until you get the nutrition from it. Stop organization jumping. You don't need a group. You need understanding of who you are. We are being misled by people playing with that, the anxious part and the emotional part of someone wanting to belong to something. That's how people jump from church to church. I just want to belong to something. Organization, I just want a group that I can call my brothers and sisters. Well, God gave you that group. But we'll go get into a group of people that know they don't like us, we don't like them, and we are tolerated. We got to start liking our people. I got family members, I don't think they like my big mouth. But if they don't have the right information, they need to listen at my big mouth. But I'm not going to sit around here cursing, swearing, faking nothing out, partying, and looking back and not leaving nothing for the next generation. People about generational wealth. You know what generational wealth is? Your knowledge of your family. Grandma, grandpa, auntie, cousins, long-term family friends next door. That's generational wealth. Can y'all put that in there? Genealogy. Knowing who you are generational wealth. We wasting our time looking for money. We looking for land. We can't plant a seed to make it grow because we don't have the generational knowledge. We're trying to connect to something and sue somebody. Don't even have the information to go in the document to claim the suit. Anybody can get a lawsuit, but when you get there and you got to prove it, is another thing. No, baby, the history in school was not meant for you. It was lies. Y'all see what I said? Black, white, or Creole. The Pope chose to go white. He had a choice. Dana chose to go black. Dana have family members and all of us down here who chose to go white. They call passe blanc. Passing for white. Why? Because Creole is a gumbo. Y'all see that gumbo pot? If y'all see that gumbo pot, say gumbo. Creole is a gumbo. That gumbo pot got different things in it. It has sausage, chicken. If it's a seafood, that's a seafood I got up there. So it has crab, shrimps. That gumbo made different from a chicken gumbo. It's made different from, and you know, this you can take and make okra gumbo. I told y'all just don't put filet in it. So there's different kinds of gumbo. So the different kinds of gumbo sometimes give you a different complexion. But the main thing you need to know, what is the roux? The roux is the foundation of the gumbo. Can somebody say the roux? So we know now the Pope in his Creole, his roux is free people of color. Not because they freed him from slavery. He was always free. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Because he came from free people of color. And it goes one step farther. When they start changing things, they start classifying his people as black. And because they had that one drop, so they couldn't be white. Now, this is my assumption. They decide, let's get on this here bus or car or truck and get the heck out of here. Because we don't want to be caught on the black box. So we're going to go to Chicago. Didn't you hear the other lady? They were talking about that Chicago thing. So how many people in Chicago say they're white? Because I'm sure they're not the only one went there. They knew right where to go. Go to Chicago. And he produced the Pope. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I want to tell you something, Singleton. When you tell the truth, a lot of people don't like you. Okay? I'll care for you. Sometimes I was told sometimes you can like a person, not love them, or you can love a person and not like them. And a person that tells the truth, they get hung like Jesus from a tree. Y'all with me? He was stepping on somebody's toes. He had to go. I'm going to drop way down to our time. Martin Luther King was getting ready and it started stepping on people's toes. He had to go. Malcolm had to go. They say a white man killed Martin, but they say a black man killed Malcolm. So our enemies can take us out and no matter what color they are. That don't mean they with us. A real leader have to have love for the truth and not worry about the people giving them love back. A real leader. We done been listening to the lies for the last 70 years. And a lot of those lies came from black leadership, black politicians. I want y'all to do something. Look at these politicians' wealth. And they talk about, oh, they rich on the Republicans. They rich on both sides. I love y'all too, Bruce. They rich on both sides. Right now, we got to help ourselves. And the best way to help ourselves is get clear understanding. And when we start getting better understanding, that's generational wealth. If y'all enjoying this show, let me see y'all give some love and send some hearts, some feathers, whatever. Show me something. See, Chief, even though it's Mother's Day, I went, ate, and came back. I love y'all. I love you even if I've never seen you. I would not be doing the stuff I do if I didn't love people getting the truth. I'm trying to give you a little truth. They got a lot of people out there taking advantage of people because they desperate. I don't make that much. I think we made $2 yesterday and about 20 cents, I told Phoenix, from the time I spent on air. Wow, I'm running a big get-rich-quick scam, right? Finding our feathers, right, Phoenix? And Phoenix have access to go see what's going on with the show, so she know I ain't getting rich off this show no time soon, I'm Phoenix. You out there, Phoenix?
We hear. What's crazy is that people give
I'm
to the
here.
craziest stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
Phoenix, what you called it? The GoFundMe's, GoFundMe's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
thousands and tens and thousands of dollars for lives.
But they won't go to their county meeting or their city council or their town
None
hall.
of that. What I tell you, Phoenix, if they don't get through those doors, they ain't gonna get nothing done, right? They worrying about what's going on in Washington, what they gonna force in Washington. They ain't trying to force nothing in their own local communities. Something wrong there. Something is wrong right there, Phoenix. They can't deal with their own elected officials. Something's wrong. So what kind of gumbo are you is important. What is the ingredients in that gumbo is important. When you're talking foundational wealth, it should be land, knowledge of farming, somewhere to get clean water, and the proper information. I want y'all to understand. I've given y'all a lot of truth. Ever since I was out here, even before I ever went on Phoenix show. I'm sitting here, a civil rights leader that worked with people who was the author of the Civil Rights Bill. I was with them for enough years to learn we are a long ways from what they was working for and put their money out for. They rode up and down these roads when there was no hotels to check in, fighting for us to move forward, protect the black farmers. With all the fighting for the black farmers, white farmers was paid not to farm. Black farmers couldn't make money because our white politicians and the blacks that was there allowed it to happen. They were able to take and send the farming of our food to other countries to keep those people of color. If you like it or not, you are of color. You're not white. On paper, you're not in that box. So they sent all this stuff to other countries to keep people of color from finally moving forward. Do y'all understand? In this country, they rather bring in immigrants than to see the people who had fought their way from slavery and fought their way through the civil rights movement. They remove, or should I say they move the line. Okay, Phoenix? So we done spent 60-some years trying to catch up and run across the line. Every time we think we to the line moves. Okay? That's right. Find out whether they're coming in under farming, because that's what they were doing in Africa when they had the stuff called thrifty mate, Winn-Dixie product being produced under apartheid in Africa. I hear black people saying what they're not going to do. If you don't have no food, you don't have no job, you don't have no house, you only got two ways to get it: take it or work for whatever they give you. Not only did they take that 977, they took the Freedmen's Bank and gave it to the immigrants, minorities, and the LGBTQ. Y'all remember that, Phoenix? Who did that? The wonderful Kamala, whatever the heck her name is, Harris. Why would you take the Freedmen Bank? But you know what was? She didn't know the history of that bank. Or if she knew it, she didn't care. because it wasn't affecting her because she was not from here. That's foundational. The people who had that Freeman Bank, they invest in their sweat and blood, farming in fields, put their money in the bank, and the white people took it. And they saying they was going to replace it back, and she replaced it to all minorities, LBGQs, immigrants, whoever she wanted included, but not the freed people.
Who made the deposits?
They got the deposit slips, Marie.
Yeah.
They know who
They know
deposited
who
in there.
deposited it. Right.
And between the way they've been tracking black folks, they could track it all the way down to the great, great, great grandbaby.
Yes.
So,
That was wrong.
y'all, let's not let people pull the okie doke. Now, we got 84 people in the room. I don't know how many we have on TV. But last night when we came off here, Phoenix, we was over 800 people when we came off, when I looked on in the studio. So a lot of them watching by TV, please hit the like button. And those of you who would like to contribute, I do pay for to keep this thing going. Internet, my equipment, I put the studio together. If you're learning, give back. Because if you keep dipping out a bucket and never put back in it, guess what? The bucket go dry. Okay, Phoenix?
That's right.
You can't keep wanting free information.
Right.
That's good and go pay for trash. That's like the people before they get something to eat, they'll buy a drink and get drunk and still be hungry. So if you feel that you are eating something at any time on any of these videos, hit the like button, give a contribution, drop a cash app, show your appreciation. Because you know when you don't show appreciation, you don't miss it till it's gone. Like I say, I don't make a living off this internet. So if you're getting knowledge, put in on the knowledge. Stop just eating it up. You don't want to leave a tip and you don't want to pay the tab. You just want to eat. Yeah, I'm going to tell you that. Because I've been out here a pretty good while. And a lot of people say they're loving it. But they're not showing it. Phoenix could have her tied behind in the bed. So can I. So can Finding Our Feathers. But we're here to try to get you to get a better understanding. I don't even know most of you all personally. I only met some people personally, and I love them all. But if I just want to talk, I got a whole tribe of people I can just talk to all day. So if you're enjoying it, show it. They had people one while Phoenix, they was out there paying for Indian in the Box kit. Didn't get nothing. Okay? Don't want to even subscribe to the channel. And I'm not begging. I'm just letting you know. If one day y'all come to eat and the diner closed, that means we couldn't pay the tax or the bill and keep the kitchen open. Okay, Phoenix?
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready to visit the Whitakers now. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
Forrest Whitaker. You know when one eye get lazier than the other.
One of my favorite actors.
So I don't mind sharing knowledge, and I want you not to mind. Do you know, Phoenix, if the views we had and the subscribers we got, because we net, thank you very much for the donation lines. I'm starting to learn from them channel lines where I hear all these people saying, drop something in there. So I better learn that one. Because I wasn't asking, because I was brought up that you give freely. And I was like, well, dang, ain't nobody giving free but me. Anybody giving back
They
free?
asking for your cash app in the chat too.
Green fixing to drop it in there. Let me see. Hold 1 second. But we got to keep this channel going. I'm able to bring Phoenix and all of them on here because I'm not running a free StreamYard. No. I'm set up where we can do what we need to do to move to the next step. And I would like for y'all to contribute to that. Thank you, Samuel C. But what I want y'all to really understand, we got to stop letting and putting our money where we ain't getting nothing. That's what Chief did. If you ain't getting nothing, don't put your money there. If you find me in a lie, come on here and put it on the channel. But I'm not lying to you. I'm not scared, and I'm not worrying about people coming at me like they came at Dana from telling the truth. And I'm glad you all welcomed her yesterday, because she hurting. She don't know what she did wrong. And she ain't do nothing wrong. She just being who she is. I'm just being who I am. I got a lot of great things I'm working on that I'm going to share with you all. A lot. But sometimes I got to go work on it and then come back and tell you. You understand, Noreen?
Right.
Do you know why? Because we don't need nobody jumping up ahead.
Right.
Messing stuff up. Okay. Cash App. $ Cooking with Chief Show. Let's get it in there. Y'all know I had to go look for it. That means I don't never get to use it. Y'all understanding that?
Great show, Chief. Great show, Chief. You always deliver.
I want us to move forward. I want us to be fair. I want us not to be taken advantage of. And I did not know Dana was the person who was being laughed at, talked about for telling the truth. I was talking to Nadia. She went to school, her and Dana. Dana is not a Tom Akeland. But she want to know where's her place. Okay, please, where's my place?
I'm sorry. Is that all together?
I did it.
Yeah, because I was just going to hit the button.
For who gave donations tonight, thank you. Because if we don't raise our money throughout the year, that means I have to go in my pocket and pay. Thanks, Hammer. That means I have to pay. And to really do a good show and keep out here in the public, y'all know it costs. And Chief want to give you the best with the best. Okay? So a little donation every now and then. All the time, give us a like or something courtesy on your way coming in or going out. No, Dana was not wrong. I'm just not going to take and let people abuse her for telling the truth. That's all she was doing. Thank y'all for donating. And further saying I agree. I want y'all to know there's more people hurting out there like that. Y'all had a chance to hear Natalie hurt. We got to stop hurting people that look like us and really are us, and embracing the people that look like us and they're not us, not even with the same mission of us. And politically, it doesn't take a Democrat, it takes a caring person that's willing to do what's right. I have brought elected officials on this show that made promises and keeping it. Right, Phoenix?
That's right.
So that means somewhere in these other states, we got to find those type people, not a party, a people, a person. You know, a people is more than one. You need more than one, but start with finding a person. Then you need people. Go to your meetings. Voice yourself. If you're not where your roots are, go back to where your roots are for vacation and use your vacation time to find your generational wealth. I don't think Sue in Africa is going to get your wealth either. Bruce, thank you for your Cash App. Hey, y'all. Thank Bruce. Brucey Henderson. Yes. Thank you. And we're not through with this Creole topic. I'm not going to hold y'all all night. Go back and go to some of the other videos. We done talked about this stuff. This is not a new topic on this channel. Only thing new is evidence is producing that they got passe blondes that made it up in this world, and they may be in your city. We got homework. And we're going to keep watching what the Pope is doing. And yes, y'all know I'm going to call Tom, not Tom Akeland, the other Tom, Catholic Church Tom, and say, Tom, is the Pope coming? He needs to come to New Orleans as well as Chicago, as well as, I know he going to Peru. Say something, not showing you something on the Cash App? What you mean? I'm not getting it. I don't know what you mean. I'm going to put it in there again. I don't know what you're saying, trying to say, but there it go again. So, my whole issue is, thank you for the contribution. I got it. Let me see. That's who sent the Cash App, Phoenix. Y'all give him a thanks with me. Thank you.
Thank you.
But we're not going to let this be the end of bringing in people who have lived as Creole. But now our issue is misclassification. We're going to close on that part, Phoenix. These people have a classification, but what about the people out here who are misclassified? And that's where we got to start working to get them back classified. And did you hear what they were saying about now people are going to start working to see about these misclassifications? Did y'all hear that on the video? If y'all didn't, I'll play that ending over.
Yeah, can you play that part again, Chief?
Because that's an important message, Phoenix. Let's jump up to about here, I think it is.
Like you said,
I have a feeling we'll be talking a lot about this more. I'm thinking,
and really reckon with the longer history of how African descendant people were introduced to the faith, and really hold space for the collective power we have to really engage these historical records that hold those secrets of the past.
and people should, I have a feeling we're going to be talking a lot about this more. I'm thinking of St. Catherine Drexel, the white nun who traveled across the country and saw how Blacks and Native Americans were being treated, and created schools like Xavier there in New Orleans, and even the school where Lytle Hampton learned how to play the drums through the nuns, and Catholic school in Chicago. I mean, it's all coming back together, this rich history, and to find the Pope tied to this rich Black Catholic history is so incredible. And it tells us a lot just about Black history in America and what more we need to learn about this experience. And this has got to be significant for Black Americans, Chris, as this broke yesterday and we're all talking about it. What does it mean to you?
My ancestors were personally descendant of people who were missionaries of the Society of Jesus, and it's a very personal thing. And to reckon with this history truly is culminating. And I feel that we're in a space in public history where we are really beginning to confront the nuances and the realities of this history. I'm someone who is both descendant of, people who owned enslaved people and then those who were enslaved. And the same is true for Pope Leo. And so I think that we're in this space now where we can begin to have these conversations with more open dialogue so that we can continue to expand and correct historical narrative and atone for the historical erasure of this very nuanced and complex history.
A complex history of free and enslaved that now includes the Holy Father's family, which is just incredible. Chris Smothers.
Okay, Phoenix, did you hear that? So that means it opens the door for a new dialogue. And I think we are playing a major part. I think what we've done with our audience by giving them real food, okay, non-GMO. Who want to put that one in there? Run it up, non-GMO. From the beginning, when I told y'all years and years ago, the proof is in the pudding. Didn't I say that, Phoenix? Stop looking at that crust and get into that pudding.
That's right. Find out what's in that. What they say, you said, find out what's in that roux.
Y'all excuse the cough, but I really wanted to do this tonight. And Phoenix, she been hurting a little bit too. And we really out here because we don't want all the misinformation to be absorbed without you having some truth. But when you get into that pie, into the pudding, it comes up chocolate. Didn't I tell y'all that? Long time ago. When you get in there, it's chocolate. If you don't find some chocolate, it may not be chocolate too. You know, they'd have made an imitated white chocolate. When you say chocolate, you think brown. Don't they have white chocolate out there now?
Yes. Yes, they do.
What you didn't hear, Anderson, what I said last, the proof is in the pudding, get into the pie. When you get in it, it's going to be all chocolate, baby. They cut into that Pope, and they came up with chocolate, real chocolate. That white outside did not change that chocolate inside. See, that was that GMO stuff on the top. All right, I love y'all. The Pope is a passe blanc that graduated to be a free jack that then fell back to be a Creole. Wow. Yep, white chocolate been around for a long time. Been around down here in Louisiana for a long time. Stop calling people by the color of their skin. Stop jumping on people like Dana for telling you this. I want to know who's going to threaten the Pope, Phoenix. He ain't say nothing, so they must going to threaten who got the records.
Mental health is so prominent and out there, Chief, you'd be surprised.
It ain't going to change them records. It's in his pedigree. So if you can't trace your people back to a foundation, besides you looking at your skin, do not say you foundational black. Look at Joy reading them. They got the same color with us, but they not foundation. And they talk most smack about black. You think they are foundational. You think that people did suffer on these soils. You think they did take something from their people. No, skin will fool you, especially in Louisiana. And then Louisiana have went around the world, like to Chicago, and put on a new outfit on a piece of paper called white. And this didn't just start happening. Yeah, no more looker scheme, lookership. Somebody said lookerism. We got another ism. One of y'all put it in on the other show last night. Lookerism. One of the comments. And we've been dealing with that for a long time. Hey, Sun Spirit, I see you came in last night and got your meal. How was it? We left a nice Louisiana gumbo. Yes, we did. We left Louisiana gumbo. It was still hot, too. We left it where it could just stay hot. And all you have to do, come in and dish it up. Waiting for my answer from you, baby. All right, Pinks, I'm fixing to go. I'm going to let you go because we want them to come back. Black, white, or Creole. Louisiana history is different from the rest of America's history. The race, the hate, and the lies. So let me see. I had a little something. I don't know if it's going to pop up, but let me see if I'm going to get it to pop up. There we go. Let me see. Can y'all see the screen? Can you see the screen, Phoenix?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This is the Pope with Pope Francis, Pope Francis. Look at their complexion together. You can see something in there, okay? I heard the lady that you played, she said she talked to Beyonce about those family names, okay? I wanted to go to a couple of things I saw. Not find it. That's his brother. Y'all go online and look at this stuff. But it's a particular thing I want to show. Because a lot of people that haven't sunk in, they still want to say, no, he's not. I don't think this is the one. I'll do this on another day. I don't think this is the one. Let me see. One of these things.
Getting stuck on that gumbo picture right there. That look good.
It look good.
That look real good.
Okay, I didn't find what I was looking for. Now let me go to the other one. Try to find this. What I want y'all to know. Let me find this thing. Okay. I want to know who's going to tell the truth as we go into this thing a little deeper. Is it going to be the media? Could we trust the media? I don't know if we can trust them. I'm looking for something to share with you all. Let me see if this one is it. I think they have fooled us for too long. Okay, this must be it. All right. Let me get over here. Let me get here for 1 minute. All right, here we come. Y'all can see it. The new Pope celebrate for his Creole of color roots. I'm working from one screen right now, so y'all tell me if you don't see it or if you do. You'll see him with his hand up. All right, let's do a little strolling down. Okay, I got my phone helping me. Yep, y'all can see it. Let me get down to a certain little point. Y'all see what it's saying? Or am I going too fast? I'm going to stop at a certain point for you.
Chief, what does that date on that say? May, what does that say?
2005? Is that 2005 or 25, Chief?
Or something that strolled by?
On this
Oh,
article that you have up right here.
uh-huh.
What is that date?
2025. It's May 8th,
May
2025.
8th, 2025.
Do y'all know on FamilySearch.org on some of his records? I literally looked on there today and saw that on May 8th, 2025, somebody had been updating and altering things as well. I just want to put that out there. I literally saw it today.
They need to go look for themselves and stop letting the news media and people give them stuff, okay? Look, y'all can see what it say, huh? The Archdiocese is looking into it. Isn't that important? Because they help mess everybody up. Like the man said, they might have to fix this stuff quick. Let me go down a little farther. So we know the Archdiocese is looking into it. So now we're going to have a fight as it go up. I'm waiting on it to stroll to y'all. I'm looking by the phone to see when it get there. Okay. So the Pope have this connection between Louisiana and Chicago. It's just like the jazz music and the blues, okay? Stuff was taken from down here in the lower south in the Delta, the real Mississippi Delta, and taken to other places. How did it get there for them to say they the birthplace? Because the people left here and went there. Do that make sense to y'all? It didn't start there, it went there. Okay? Because Chicago only got their mix when the South went to Chicago and brought it there. The food, the music, the culture, the lies. Are y'all with me?
We with you, Chief.
But what I like here, he's a Chicago. So right there, they on the beginning, they left New Orleans out on that particular article. Let's go a little more. I'm going to close on this one. Because right before us, Mr. Waldo said, all we get is Chicago. And I'm telling y'all, it's more than Chicago and Peru. He may not was born here, but his genealogy is in our records of Louisiana. And there are people here who are kin to him. Some articles say he African, but the articles that's saying that is not what's in the archive. Okay? We're not going to give us some GMO. We want the real thing. You're getting it from us down here in Louisiana because not only that, people down here know they kin to it. So the new Pope is Creole. Now those last articles I showed y'all was the first article, Chicago. Now I'm back to the last article, those was on May 8th. By May 9th, this is what the headline was. All that's May 8th. We'll be back to May 9th. And that's because people hitting this internet and putting the truth out from down here in Louisiana. So yes, he was born there. And they ain't saying he African American. Put it in there. They did not say African American. He celebrated for his Creole of color roots. That was on May 9th, 2025. So I'm fixing to let you all go. I think y'all tummies might be a little full for the night. Give me a couple days. I got some things to do. We'll be back with part 3. Finding Our Feathers in Phoenix. We're going to bring back more information to our channel, and we're going to keep y'all up to date because this pot is getting hot.
Yes, ma'am. We ate good. Thank you so much, Chief. Love you.
Okay, somebody say Creole of color is a new one. Nope, not for down here. You got black Creoles and white Creoles. It's not new. It's just the world don't know about it. And it took a big position person to bring out a suppressed fact of truth. Because nobody would have believed us. They didn't. So now it's an international topic. And now,
it's also good to show this side because people that are embracing genealogy, they only know the free people of color of Virginia, not the difference in the free people of color of Louisiana and other places. So I thought this was good. This was really good.
okay. Finding Our Feathers, get with Phoenix. She'll tell you how you can send it to me. Phoenix, you can share the information with her so she know how to get something to me, please.
Yes.
Let's do our homework, team, as usual. Let's go out and be good hunters and gatherers and bring back so we can cook the best dish and serve up the best dish here on Cooking with Chief, serving up history. And I have the best servers. And Phoenix, y'all can take this and y'all can bring it out and put it on your little food trucks and keep it moving.
Yes,
if you have
ma'am.
not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel and Phoenix and them channel, because y'all are eating facts with receipts. We're not serving GMO over here, and we do not have in that pot of gumbo, there is no sweet potato nor eggplant. Let's close on that. Can y'all close us out? No sweet potato or eggplant in this gumbo. This is homegrown in Louisiana, served up to the nation, piping hot with all the trimmings. See y'all next time. And I want to thank y'all because I didn't put an announcement out and y'all come every time. Thank y'all. I love you. Thanks for the donations for tonight. And I want y'all to know Chief donates to this channel. That's what I want to tell y'all before I close. I do donate to Cooking with Chief. That's why I'm able to come to you all with at least good presentations. Thank you. Good night. Y'all be blessed.